Back in 2015, I made a video about how long CSGO games can last, but I forgot about timeouts. Or rather, they didn't exist back then. They were added on the 12th of the 8th of the 12th in the December of 2015. This update also changed the length of the rounds and how long the bomb took to explode. Evidently, they really wanted to mess with my video in this update. So let's see how long matches can be now. Starting the match, warm-up is up to 5 minutes long. The moment the last person joins, this is reduced to 1 minute. So, can you extend it to 6 minutes by connecting on the last second? No, I tested it, the timer keeps counting down instead of jumping back up to 1 minute again, meaning that 5 minutes is the maximum length that warm-up can be. I felt bad about testing this. It's rather cruel to keep innocent people waiting, but then that doesn't stop somebody from doing it every game, does it? And then, upon reaching 0, I counted a 4-second delay before the teams were reset to their spawn points. Now this is where it gets fun. To get the longest round we can, we count the 15 seconds of freeze time, then the round itself, which is 1 minute 55 seconds, which is 5 seconds shorter than it was back in 2015. But, if we really want the longest round we can, we'll want the bomb to be planted just before the round ends, as this will extend the round further. And this is another thing that's changed since 2015. The bomb used to take 45 seconds to go off, but that's been reduced to 40. Or 41 by the time it explodes, and then it takes an additional 7 seconds before the next round begins. This means that, by planting the bomb last second, each round can be 178 seconds long, or just under 3 minutes in length. But that's not all. Both teams now have the chance to vote for a timeout, which freezes the buy time for a minute. But it gets better than that, because once this has ended, the buy time resets back to 15 seconds again. By getting the vote passed while buy time is still showing 3 seconds left, it will occur for that particular round. Any later than this and it rolls over onto the next buy time, which we don't want. Get it right and it will make that particular buy time a grueling 90 seconds long. Both teams can do this, adding 2.5 minutes onto the length of the game. Half-time is exactly 15 seconds long. Assuming that the match goes on for a full 30 rounds, and each round ends with the bomb being planted on the last second and then exploding, and provided both buy time freezing votes are used strategically, the game itself can be 91 minutes and 31 seconds long. Add 5 minutes for the warm-up, and this extends to 96 minutes and 35 seconds. And then, when the game eventually ends, it goes through all of the screens showing the rank-ups, rewards, and so on. And I timed this to take 45 seconds for the game that I played. So that takes us to 97 minutes and 20 seconds. This is shorter than it would have been in 2015, which, mostly thanks to the additional 5 seconds in round length and bomb countdown time, could have taken up to 99 minutes and 33 seconds. Think of all the time saved thanks to the reduced length of CSGO matches. You could even start another one.
Let's roll.
Anyway, all these numbers are true if you're playing Defuse, which obviously you are. But the rules are different for hostage mode. The rounds are the same 115 seconds long, but picking up a hostage gives you a whole extra minute to dick about with. That's half an hour extra in a whole game. This means that, from start of warm-up until you're kicked back to the main menu again, a hostage game can come to 106 minutes and 50 seconds. That's almost 17 minutes longer than it says it could be when you start the game. All this only applies to matchmaking. In tournaments and other services, there can be overtime. This means that it could go on, effectively, forever. And boy have there been some long games. In Cologne 2017, Cloud9 played Na'Vi on Train. Na'Vi eventually won, but it took them 66 rounds. I checked it out on stream and this took them 2 hours 34 minutes. Disgusting. But even this isn't the longest. Back in 2015, I mentioned a match between Team ZenX and Excel Esports that went on for 88 rounds. This took them 2 hours 40 minutes. In this epic match, Mole got the fewest kills and even he 50 bombed. The best was JT, managing 68. If only it had been slightly higher. This was a match between two British teams, so at least we're the best at something. But apparently we can't even do the longest game right, because I have found 2 instances of matches that are 110 rounds long. The first was on August the 25th, 2015. Olafmeister streamed this game on Train. He lost, and it took him 2.5 hours. Yep, so far I've talked about 66, 88, and 110 round games, and they've all taken between 150 and 160 minutes to complete. And then, on January the 31st, 2016, Flamey and Seized played a Faceit game that also went on for 110 rounds. Flamey scored 111 kills in total, But even this wasn't enough to win the game. I don't have recordings of this game anywhere, but there is this screenshot. If you ever want to know what it feels like to experience a game this long, I think this shows it nicely. And an honourable mention to this game from 2014, still well documented with images. This match on Dust 2 only lasted for 109 rounds, but Jar from Team Bring managed an impressive 113 kills, 15 MVPs, and a score of 282, and still managed to lose. Can you ace with a decoy grenade? Can grenades block bullets? Is there a conspiracy on Overpass to stop Cloud9 from winning? In just 3 clicks, you'll know all of this.